afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4.
Winter is back.
On this lovely March day.
The sun is out here on the west side, so that really helps. But I brought my heavy ski jacket this morning.
Yeah, I did too. Walking the dogs this morning, all bundled up, some ice on the ground. May is on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hang in there, everybody.
We'll see if any improvement is coming weather-wise in just a bit. But first, top in our headlines today, the Gableman election investigation that was supposed to end today is not ending. Did the pressure of Donald Trump have anything to do with that?
The Chippewa Falls police are on high alert as they continue to search for clues in the killing of 10-year-old Lily Peters.
And honoring a local middle school teacher for everything that she's done during the pandemic. But let's take a look outside first. This is before the sun came out, but you're right, it does help. And the sun's warm this time of year. April showers and snow. More snow? Julian?
Unfortunately, but it's like you said, Mark, it's just like late March here as of right now. It's not much like April. Temperatures in themselves are still well below average. As we take a look outside, at least we're starting to see some sunshine because that overcast was just blanketing us throughout much of our morning and early afternoon hours. But it's 42 degrees today, and on average around this time of year, it's normally around 61. So that just goes to show you that it's pretty unseasonable and it is quite chilly, still giving that hint of some winter-like feels as we're getting into the rest of today. Now, temperatures around southern Wisconsin are into the lower and middle 40s for us as we're kicking off our evening hours. But aside from what's on the surface, we do have areas that are a bit breezy as well. And this is what we're seeing in terms of our wind gusts. It's a little breezy here in Dane County, but areas just to the south and west are looking at wind speed gusts around lower into upper teens and the lower 20s. And even from Monroe, we're looking at 32 miles per hour gusting winds, which is adding on to a bit of a chill factor as we're getting in throughout the rest of this evening. Now, temperatures will slightly improve to probably a degree more here in Madison, but as we get into tonight, we're going to steady fall into the middle to lower 30s as we're looking for another freezing night ahead of us. Now, as we take a look at our traffic as of right now, not a whole lot of issues, but there are some slow spots around the Beltline and especially on for Fish Hatchery. Now, as we take a closer look over towards the interstates, well, we're looking at all green as of right now, and as we take a quicker look at what we're going to be expecting to get from one part to the other, well, we're looking at normal speeds as of right now as we're kicking off our evening hours. We'll have much more to discuss because we do need to see when these April showers will come in and when we're going to start to warm up. We'll talk about that in a few moments, but until then, back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Julian. The Gableman investigation into the 2020 election was supposed to conclude today. It actually is moving forward. Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, who hired Michael Gableman, says there's still ongoing litigation to sort out.
Political reporter Will Keneally has the latest on what this means for the long-running election probe. Will?
That's right. So during the election investigation, Gableman threatened the mayors of Madison and Green Bay with jail time for not sitting down with him. A court case to decide if Gableman has that power is still ongoing and is what Vos wants to resolve before closing down the investigation. This comes the day after former President Donald Trump weighed in, pushing for Vos to keep the investigation going. The president said in a statement, quote, "Anyone calling themselves a Republican in Wisconsin should support the continued investigation in Wisconsin without interference. I understand some rhinos, Republicans in name only, have primary challengers in Wisconsin. I'm sure their primary opponents would get a huge bump in the polls if those rhinos interfere." The investigation will move forward a little differently, however. In a statement, Vos says he wants to hold Gableman to the original $676,000 budget. Gableman says he will take a pay cut to help make that happen. We still don't know many details about the new contract. A spokesperson for the Assembly Speaker tells reporters that the details of that new contract are still being worked out.
Will, thank you. There is a memorial set up outside of a Madison West Side apartment complex for a 20-month-old girl who died after being severely injured yesterday morning. 23-year-old Marshawn Giles was taken into custody. The girl's death is being investigated as a possible homicide, though the medical examiner will need to determine how she died. Giles is currently being held in the Dane County Jail on one count of physical abuse of a child as well well as a parole violation. He has not been formally charged.
There's also a memorial set up outside Parkview Elementary School in Chippewa Falls for 10-year-old Lily Peters. Her body was found yesterday morning, and police consider her death a homicide. The Chippewa Falls Police Department is increasing patrols around schools and urged residents to remain vigilant. Investigators don't know the circumstances of Lily's death, adding that there may be a danger to the public. Neighbors say the path where police found Lily's body is a popular route for children on bikes and people exercising.
The Greene County teenager accused of killing his newborn daughter had a scheduling conference court hearing today. Logan Kruckenberg Anderson is accused of taking and killing his newborn daughter the day after she was born. The court decided there will be more motion hearings set for June and July.
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris has tested positive for COVID-19, showing no symptoms, though. It's a reminder of the persistence of the highly contagious virus. The Wisconsin DHS is seeing what they're calling a mild to moderate increase in case activity level. The 7-day average for cases of COVID in the state is just over 1,000 compared to January during the Omicron spike. The levels today are about 9 or 10 times lower. The BA2 variant is now the dominant strain in Wisconsin. It took longer to take hold, but the DHS says it's here now.
I would never say, to stop thinking or caring about COVID-19, because it can still be a very dangerous virus. It can cause severe disease, particularly in elderly, vulnerable populations and those who are unvaccinated. So we need to continue to track it, but our focus has shifted to trying to prevent severe disease.
The DHS added that the best way to keep people out of the hospitals is wearing masks, but that we're in a better place overall than we were before. Russian forces continue to pound railway facilities in Ukraine in an attempt to disrupt the flow of weapons into the country.
Russian officials say weapons from the West are diminishing the possibility of peace.
Skylar Henry has the latest.
Firefighters battled a blaze at this railway substation in southwestern Ukraine. A nearby railway bridge that connects the region to Romania was also hit. Russia says it's using high-precision missiles to destroy facilities being used to deliver foreign weapons to Ukraine fighters. But Ukrainian officials say Russian missiles also flew at low altitude over Europe's largest nuclear power plant in southern Ukraine. Russia's also ramped up its bombardment in the east, including Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv. This shell-shocked 94-year-old woman asks, is the war over? Already sensing the answer is no. In Moscow, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres met with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Guterres also met with Russia's foreign minister, who'd earlier raised the possibility that Russia could use nuclear weapons in the future. Here in Washington, Secretary of State Antony Blinken appeared before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to announce U.S. diplomats will return to Ukraine this week. He also asked Congress to approve more funding for more weapons to Ukraine.
Fully funding it is critical, in my judgment, to ensuring that Russia's war in Ukraine is a strategic failure for the Kremlin and serves as a powerful lesson to those who might consider following its path.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in Germany coordinating with more than 40 allies on how to keep the weapons flowing into Ukraine. Germany, which so far has avoided sending heavy weapons to assist in the war, announced it will now send in armored anti-aircraft vehicles. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
A key immigration policy under former President Trump returned before the U.S. Supreme Court today. The Biden administration is arguing that it has a right to end what's being called the Remain in Mexico policy. It requires migrants to stay outside of the U.S. while their asylum cases are decided. Texas and Missouri sued to keep the program in place.
DHS detains tens of thousands of individuals on any given day. Respondents' interpretation that would remove any discretion would mean that DHS can't take account of that limited capacity in making prioritization decisions.
The Biden administration, just like the rest of us, have to follow federal law. They either have to detain them or send them back to their country of origins.
Meanwhile, a separate legal battle is underway over Title 42, which allows border officers to turn away migrants that are seeking asylum because of the pandemic. President Biden wants to wind down Title 42 next month, though a Louisiana federal judge has said he will temporarily block it, siding with a Republican-led challenge.
Officials with the city of North Charleston, South Carolina, announced increased security at the city's recreational facilities and a reward leading to an arrest in connection to an incident last night where gunshots erupted outside of a youth baseball game. A police report released today states witnesses told responding officers that a large group of teenagers pulled into the parking lot and began fist fighting. Witnesses then told officers the teenagers began shooting at each other before they fled in their vehicles, where it appeared shots were fired from one vehicle toward another. North Charleston Mayor Keith Sumney says that the city is offering a $10,000 reward for the arrest of the individuals involved in last night's incident.
The people that were out here shooting at each other weren't here to watch a ball game. They came into a secluded area to carry out a fight that started somewhere else and ended up shooting at each other. It destroyed the hearts of a lot of people.
Fortunately, no one at the game was injured.
The Overture Center held its annual blood drive today for those working, living, or visiting downtown Madison. The 6th annual Overture Center blood drive took place in the lobby to help the American Red Cross. Sherry Gasper from the Overture Center said both the donors and the work of the Red Cross is inspirational.
In the past, we have collected 50 to 75 units of blood, and each unit of blood helps 3 people. So it's a great effort, a community effort to collect this blood. And today, if we collect over 50 units, we'll be helping over 150 people. And I feel it feels really great. And I hope all of the people who come in today know what an impact they're making in the community.
The goal today was to collect 51 units of blood or more.
This month marks the 19th anniversary of the National Donate Life Month, and UW Health is calling on all Wisconsinites to give hope and help save lives by deciding to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Observed each year in April, National Donate Life Month is intended to raise awareness about the importance and need for donors and to honor those that have saved lives through the gift of a donation. Currently, there are more than 100,000 men, women, and children awaiting organ transplants in the U.S., including more than 1,500 people here in Wisconsin. Unfortunately, not all of these people will receive a second chance at life.
Organ donation is such a rare gift. Less than 5% of people die in a way that they are medically suitable to become an organ donor. And so we know that organ donation is a very high acuity but low frequency event. And so that's why it's important that whenever we can add messaging to why it is so important and the impact that each of us can have to make that decision to register as an organ donor, how very important that is.
Thousands of Wisconsinites could benefit from healing tissue transplants. Kidneys are the organ in greatest demand, with an estimated 95,000 people across the nation awaiting one, followed by liver, heart, and lungs. You can register to be a donor at organdonor.gov or at the Wisconsin DMV.
A Madison middle school principal received some big news today. The Association of Wisconsin School Administrators named Dr. Anu Eby its 2022 Wisconsin Secondary Principal of the Year. Dr. Eby has served as principal at Cherokee Heights Middle School for the past 2 years. During that time, she's focused on viewing diversity as a strength, implementing equitable disciplinary practices, and incorporating anti-racist practices into the school.
I really think it's a reflection of the wonderful work our staff and our students did, especially during very challenging times. I really think that's what it is. It's a spotlight on that.
Dr. Eby credited her teachers and the people she tutored for giving her the realization that she wanted to work in education with children. Congratulations,
congratulations to her. Well, still to come before an update on the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
The Russians say the U.S. is supplying weapons to Ukraine has to stop. That's when Live at 4 continues.
watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
What does the Larson experience mean? It means when you entrust us with your gutter or roof project, we'll treat you like a member of our team from start to finish. Hi, Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. It's always been important to me to provide service that can't be beat. Over the past 10 years, we've worked with thousands of families in the community, and we make sure they're always in the loop from the moment we start the project until well after the project is done. We want you to brag about us. It's our goal, the Larson experience. My team has discovered a new product we're really excited about, Gutter Shutter. It's the strongest and most effective gutter system on the market, guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. With the largest downspouts, stronger aluminum, and it's made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off your ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new gutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breztri. Breztri gives me better breathing and helps prevent flare-ups. Before Breztri, I was stuck in the past. I still had bad days. Flare-ups, which kept me from doing what I love. My doctor said, for my COPD, it was time for Breztri. Breztri gives you better breathing, symptom improvement, and helps prevent flare-ups. Like no other COPD medicine, Breztri was proven to reduce flare-ups by 52%.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breztri.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I serve God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
Well, here's a story that gives a whole new meaning to the term sting operation.
These days, bees are big money, and bee hive thefts are increasing across the country. John Jones and his father Jerry from Tennessee have several large hives. The pair suffered a big loss when thieves stole several of their hives and took the honey. John guessed the brazen thieves might come back, and this time he was ready.
We basically took a select number of these hives here at this location and hid the trackers inside of them.
Just a small GPS device embedded in the comb. Sure enough, the thieves returned to steal more hives. Jones tracked them right to the doorstep of their home and called authorities, who served a warrant, finding scores of what are believed to be stolen hives, all robbed of their honey. The Joneses have their hives back, and they hope this sends a message to other would-be thieves. Delta Airlines is giving flight attendants a raise. Starting in June, Delta flight attendants will be paid for their work during the boarding period. Flight attendants at U.S. Airlines are typically paid their hourly rate from the time the aircraft pushes back from the gate to its arrival at the next one. But now, in an industry first, attendants will be paid between $10 and $30 an hour for all of the pre- and post-flight preparations. The pay bump comes as the airline asks its crews to work more due to the growing air travel demand, but it also comes as the nation's largest flight attendant union seeks to organize Delta Cruise.
U.S. home prices are surging. A new national home price index reports a 19.8% price jump year over year for February. Home prices in Phoenix led the way for the 33rd consecutive month, with prices rising over 32%. Phoenix was followed by Tampa and Miami. Some home buying analysts say the momentum that the housing market is seeing right now could soon be affected by rising inflation and more interest rate hikes.
Stocks fell sharply on Wall Street ahead of big tech earnings reports. The Dow Industrials lost 809 points, ending the day at 33,240. The NASDAQ plunged 514 points, or almost 4%. The S&P 500 was down 120, or almost 3%. U.S. diplomats have returned to Ukraine for the first time since the Russian invasion started, but U.S. military officials are warning security across Europe remains at stake.
The U.S. and allied nations are promising more support for Ukraine as the conflict in the south and eastern regions continues to escalate.
Andrew Kidd from UW-Madison joins us now. He's a professor of political science and an expert on international relations. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Andrew. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks, Ken.
We hear the saber rattling from Russians about the threat of a possible nuclear war, not a war, but using nuclear weapons. Is there anything to that?
Well, I think it's a product of desperation. The Russians are not doing well in the war. They've had to give up on their first goal, which was to capture Kiev and take over the whole country. And now they've scaled back to fighting a war of attrition in the eastern region to try to gain more territory there. And it's very costly for the Russians. They're losing a lot of equipment, they're losing a lot of soldiers, and they're committing atrocities in places like Bucha, which has united the world against them. And the nuclear threat is one of the last cards they can play to try to get the West to back off, essentially, to try to persuade them not to help the Ukrainians. I don't think it's going to work. I think the United States and the other Western European allies have decided that so long as they don't cross certain red lines, like getting directly involved in the fighting, that Putin won't actually escalate to the nuclear level. And so that if we keep it to the level of supplying the Ukrainians with weapons, even substantial weapons, like artillery, which is what's the new thing going in now, then it will not escalate to the nuclear level.
This is day 62 of the war. What is your assessment of where things are right now?
Well, I think things are building up now for a second big battle, right? The first big battle around the capital of Kyiv in the north was a failure from the Russian perspective, victory from the Ukrainian perspective. And now the Russians have pulled back and regrouped, and they're now launching probing attacks into the east to try to find weak points. And then they're going to try to move in large quantities of the remaining equipment that they have to try to take advantage of those weaknesses. So that's going to be a very big battle, and it's going to be a big battle of material in the sense that the Ukrainians are going to need to hit back strongly with artillery to try to engage the Russian artillery, which is many kilometers behind the front line and hitherto has been inaccessible to the Ukrainians, who were fighting basically with shoulder-mounted anti-tank weapons. And so that's what the Ukrainians are asking for and starting to get now from the United States, from Canada, from some of the Western European countries, these big artillery systems like the 155mm howitzers that can engage these targets many kilometers behind the front line and try to silence the Russian artillery. And if they get that and can employ that well, it's going to be defeat number 2 for the Russians.
And other countries now are getting involved in supplying weapons as well, Germany and the Netherlands.
Yeah, absolutely. The Germans have been the laggards here in terms of supplying the Ukrainians with weapons. They've been the ones least willing to sever ties with the Russians. But now I think they're being shamed into it. And so they've just announced supplying the Ukrainians with some armored anti-aircraft systems. So that's new. That's a plus. And so we may be seeing more of that likely in the near future as well.
Yeah, I think war will continue for a while. Andrew, thanks for being with us. We'll check back in.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Well, electric cars and small trucks are becoming a more familiar sight on our highways.
Now there's a push to electrify the country's big rigs. We'll have more on that coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
Aspercream Arthritis, full prescription strength, reduces inflammation. Don't touch my piano.
Kick pain in the Aspercream.
Family is just very important. She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching, or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big Spring Thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our Spring Thaw sale. Save 22% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably serve and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Well, take a look at this. An incredible death-defying mid-air stunt didn't go exactly as planned. Instead of what went down was one of the planes involved, and now federal authorities are involved. The stunt, years in the making and sponsored by Red Bull, involved 2 trained pilots who attempted to switch planes in mid-air during a coordinated free-fall nosedive from 14,000 feet. Both pilots made it back to the Earth safely, but only one successfully completed the swap and landed his plane. The other couldn't reach his intended aircraft, which then crash-landed in the Arizona desert. Now the FAA is investigating. Red Bull had no comment.
The FAA is saying if you have 2 pilots on the plane,
then you can do this.
Then you can do
but
this.
Not just one.
Not just one, right?
Just
like that would make it so much easier.
I'm about to say. But it's not Red Bull enough to have 2.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's time to get your carbs on.
That's because today is National Pretzel Day.
That's a pretzel.
Yeah, that's a great-looking pretzel. This food holiday was created in 2003, so not very old, by Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell. He named April 26th National Pretzel Day. It's a nod to the food's significance to Pennsylvania's economy and history.
Who doesn't love pretzels?
And we got some of the Dots pretzels. They're really good. They've got a good spice on them. Have you ever had them before, Julian?
I've never. So these are my first time ever having Dots. I'm usually used to like rolled gold.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love
just
them.
like very typical, or even Dots pretzels, something like that.
Today you could just dunk them in like hot chocolate or something like that. You need to
heat them up.
Yeah,
absolutely, because it's still on the chilly side. It's hard to believe that it's April because it's feeling a whole lot like March. We'll give you the full rundown of the forecast and when we could see any kind of warm up and some rain chances in the forecasts as well. We'll go take a look at this coming up after the break.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
When it comes to pain medicine, less is more. Aleve gives long-lasting freedom from pain with fewer pills than Tylenol. Instead of taking pills every 4 to 6 hours, Aleve works up to 12 hours, so you can focus on what matters. Aleve, less pills, more relief.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Filling up can be pricey, but now filling up on Denny's endless world-famous breakfast is not. Get all the pancakes, hash browns, and scrambled eggs you want for only $6.99. Endless breakfast, endless value. Only at Denny's.
Is that our luggage rack?
I fixed that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive with a rugged outer shell for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
When you drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. Follow your adventures with the thrilling performance of Honda. The brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we're finally starting to see some sunshine as we're kicking off our evening hours here in Madison, especially on the west side. A couple of clouds are still lingering, but still, temperatures are going to be on the cooler side. 42 degrees as of right now. As we kick off the next few hours, we'll see them still hang into the 40s and then drop tonight into the 30s. We're going to head back into the freezing temperatures overnight, so be prepared for some more cold temperatures tonight going into our Wednesday morning. Wind gusts are still pretty breezy throughout southern Wisconsin. We're into the upper teens and even to the low 20s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Even though not so much here in Dane County, we're still dealing with a bit of a breeze as we're going throughout the rest of today. And here's what we're going to be looking at once again going into this evening. Temperatures will be onto the close to the freezing point as we're going to drop into the 30s, but our sky cover is going to be clearing up for tonight before we see the clouds build once again going into our Wednesday morning. Now, Wednesday morning, as you're heading out the door, remember, it's going to be pretty chilly. Seeing temperatures here in Madison around 20 degrees, 28 degrees for us, and then we're going to see the cloud cover start to build, which is going to set the stage up for us to see some showers going into our Wednesday evening around 5:30 p.m. So for the evening commutes, you can expect to see some showers. Not going to be very widespread, but scattered throughout our early evening hours, and then going into the nighttime, some of that rain will start to transition itself into some snow. Not a whole lot of snow. We're not looking for it to really accumulate, but some flakes will definitely fall as we going into our Wednesday night, transitioning into the overnight hours. Waking up to our Thursday morning, a little bit more of the same, except for a bit more widespread. Looking at more showers, especially starting to cover much of southern Wisconsin for us. And then as we get into our Thursday afternoon, that's when we're going to be seeing all rain going into our Thursday night as well. So we are looking at some good chances of seeing some more precipitation for us. And this is how much we're going to be looking at from the events from going into our Wednesday nights into our Thursday nights. Looking close to about an inch for Dane County and many areas throughout southern Wisconsin. So still another healthy amount of some snowfall for us as we're kicking things off. Now, aside from the rain, we got to talk about the temperatures because we are not feeling like it's supposed to be normally. Around this time of year, we're into the low 60s. We're just going to be looking at the 40s throughout the next couple of days. Heading into the weekend, as we even warm up, it's still not going to be near what we are seasonably. As we get into our May, going to be around 65 degrees is typically what it's supposed to be, and we only see 160 in our forecast, and that's going to be for next Friday, which will be about the 5th day of May. So as you can see, we're still not going to be holding on to anything other than cooler temperatures and even some rain for us over the next few days, but at least the rain will lead to us having some healthy grass as we get into the later part of this week, or into our May. Now, as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, you can see temperatures are just not going to really improve much. We're going to hold steady into those 50s going into next week as well, but at least we do have plenty of those April showers that are going to lead, once we get warm up enough, into some May flowers. But aside from that, this forecast is just not too pleasant for us in terms of starting to feel like spring or even give any hope for us to have any warm weather going to the first week of May.
You can't have April showers after Sunday.
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah. And then at that point, we just need the May flowers.
Then it's just rain.
But it's just rain, and then we need that warm air, but it's just not coming in just yet.
Once it starts, though, things are just going to take
it'll
off.
get here. Right.
And then that's when we're going to talk about, it's just another warm day.
It's too hot.
It's too hot.
Julian, thank you.
Thanks, Julian.
Electric and hybrid vehicles are becoming more popular in the U.S. Now, there's a push to go green on the big trucks on the road.
Dina Demetrius reports.
Jeremiah Glover is on the road again.
Okay, now we're on.
But you won't hear the engine roar in his new truck. Glover is driving a rig that runs on hydrogen-powered fuel cells with 0 harmful emissions.
The quietness of it, you don't hear nothing besides the e-motors running. It's totally different, but a difference for the good, in my opinion.
Glover works for Total Transportation Services in Los Angeles. Tony Williamson is the Director of Sustainability.
We will be a zero-emission company, just a matter of time.
The company is testing not only hydrogen fuel cells, but also battery-powered electric vehicles.
The charger fits right in here.
In 90 minutes or so, you said?
90 minutes.
But Williamson says going green comes with challenges. Right now, the trucks are used for short runs because electric vehicles can only get around 250 miles on a charge. Fuel cells can go further, but hydrogen isn't readily available outside of LA. Then there is the cost.
Conventional diesels come in with tax license about $145,000 to $150,000. So these trucks are more like $400,000 to $500,000.
TTSI hauls goods from Los Angeles area ports, which recently announced that only zero-emissions trucks will be allowed starting in 2035.
We have to roll up our sleeves. There's a lot of work, a lot of money needs to be had, but we've laid the road now.
Several other ports across the country are pushing for carbon neutrality in the coming decades. Williamson believes it can be achieved.
As the companies begin to accept this technology, then that's going to drive the prices down on everything, infrastructure, truck costs, insurance, because you have more of them out there.
If the current testing of eco-friendly trucks goes well, TTSI could buy around 100 vehicles this year and many more down the road. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Interesting concept.
A brave new world.
In the future.
Yes.
Coming up next year on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps us pick out the best pet tracker.
And then coming up next hour at 5, 3,000 survey responses and a couple hundred emails. That's how many people in Madison are thoroughly invested in helping the city shape its new metro redesign. We'll have that story at 5.
At Star N Bank, we think having choices is important, so you can choose the products that are right for your life. What are you waiting for? Explore the possibilities today at starnbank.com.
If your bathroom is showing signs of wear and tear, then call Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, Mad City Baths. Your trusted local source for high-quality baths, showers, and walk-in tubs installed in as little as 1 day. With premium wall patterns like Canyon Rock, Classic Concrete, and more. Your dream bath is within reach during our spring blowout sale. Save $500 on a new bath or shower, interest-free financing for 12 months, and $100 $200 Target gift card with purchase. But act now and we'll double your savings. Save $1,000 on a new bath or shower, interest-free financing for 24 months. And double your bonus, receive a $200 Target gift card with purchase. Check us out online at madcitybaz.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you that number again, 608-729-4466.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra! No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid eye drop specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Today's the day to go farther with a partner that provides you innovative solutions for your own personal financial future. Explore the possibilities today at starandbank.com.
What you need to know about COVID-19 drug therapy treatment. Find out what health officials are saying about the use of anti-COVID pills as case counts rise again. That's tonight at 5.
Unseasonably chilly weather will continue through Thursday. Tomorrow will be mainly dry, but showers are likely tomorrow night and Thursday, and it will be cold enough that some snow could mix in late at night and in the morning. I'll tell you if any snow will stick at 5.
And the Gableman investigation into the 2020 election was scheduled to wrap up. Find out why the review looks like it may stay open. That's tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 6. We end up in New Orleans as we spin the weather satellite.
Looks like a beautiful day there. 75 degrees and sunny.
That's pretty nice for New Orleans.
Yeah, that is. That's a nice shot.
It is a nice shot.
Different perspective than you normally see.
Well, having a pet run off even for a few seconds can be nerve-wracking.
GPS-equipped pet trackers claim they can quickly reunite you with your frisky friend.
The experts at Consumer Reports just wrapped up testing on pet tracking devices and reveal some tips and recommendations. Our Leah Linscheid tells us more.
The longer Hubert's gone, like the more worried I got.
When the Markhertz family cat, Gromit, dashed out the door one evening, they didn't think much of it. Normally, Gromit is an inside-outside cat.
And he ended up being gone for 3 weeks.
Now he's sporting an electronic tracking device. It keeps a 24/7 running tab on Gromit's whereabouts using a combination of GPS and cellular signals. Consumer Reports tested pet trackers to see how easy they are to use, set up, and, of course, how well they track your precious pet.
You create a safe zone on a map on your smartphone app. Every time the dog leaves that zone, it alerts you on your smartphone.
And for some real-life testing, writer Scott Medintz spent several weeks using the devices to track his dog, Luna.
So far, she's never run away for a long period of time, but if she did, I know that I'd be able to figure out where she is.
CR says it's best to choose a device that uses both GPS and cellular service. This means you'll be paying for the cost of the device plus a subscription plan. But that extra cost is worth it for the extra tracking range it allows. And many trackers also offer a lost or live mode feature, updating your pet's location more frequently if your pup happens to wander out of the safe zone. This top-scoring Tractive GPS Dog LTE offers the best pricing out of all of the devices CR tested. It's also light enough to use on your cat, which is something the Markert family really appreciates.
A, you have the peace of mind, but B, it's so interesting to see where he goes when he's out there.
For News 3 Now, this is Leah Linscheid.
What a great idea.
Gromit. That's a cute name for a cat. I like that.
Well, up next, good news on treating people with COVID. This as numbers continue to rise in some parts of the country.
UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, joins us with more on all of this as Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
This spring, make bathing safe and enjoyable in a new bath or shower from Mad City Baths. In as little as 1 day, we can take out your old tub and install a low step-in or barrier-free shower design.
One of the reasons for even deciding to do this was a safety issue. As we age, we knew we were going to want just a plain shower.
Now's a great time to put your tax refund to work during our spring blowout sale. Save $500 on a new bath or shower, interest-free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Target gift card with purchase. But wait, we're going to double your savings. Save $1,000 on a new bath or shower, interest-free financing for 24 months, and double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with bath or shower purchase. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you that number again, 608-729-4466.
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Numbers move you, but some can stop you in your tracks, like the tens of thousands of people who were diagnosed with certain HPV-related cancers. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers. Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain diseases caused by HPV, including cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers and genital warts. Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and does not treat cancer or HPV infection. Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Women still need routine cervical cancer screenings. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine, its ingredients, or are allergic to yeast. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system, are pregnant, or plan to be. The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen. Help protect what counts. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about Gardasil 9.
It's time. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Get a coach, get going, get fit. Join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Hurry in today.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
And a quick update on our traffic. As we can see, as of right now, eastbound on the Beltline is quite slow as of right now as we're kicking off our evening commutes. And even westbound, we are looking at some slow spots as well. So if you can, and you need to get somewhere pretty quickly, you might want to take an alternate route, as the Beltline doesn't seem like the best plot as we're going in throughout the rest of this evening. But as we take a look at the interstate, it's a bit of a different scenario for us as we're looking at all green to kick off things. Now, as we take a look at what, oh, we're not taking a look. But that's going to do it for traffic as of right now. We're going to go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Let's see, what should we call this new baby spider monkey? How about Batman? Look closely at the baby's face. The mark looks like the bat signal. Batman was born at the Brevard Zoo in Melbourne, Florida on April 15th. Zookeepers aren't sure yet if it's a boy or a girl, but the little one's doing well, so it might be Batwoman. Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel. Some encouraging news in the fight against COVID.
Today, the White House is announcing plans to make a COVID pill for treating the virus available to millions more Americans.
The news comes as 31 states are seeing an uptick in COVID cases, including Wisconsin. UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, back with us on his Tuesday visit.
Hello, Dr. Potoff.
Good to be with you guys.
So let's talk about this drug. It's Paxlovid? Paxlovid. And it treats COVID symptoms.
Yeah, it actually prevents you from getting really sick from COVID. So it's two drugs mixed into one. What you want to do is you want to test positive and start this medication within the first 5 days. And if you have some features that make you high risk, whether it's obesity or other things, you're eligible for this medication. And I feel like a lot of people maybe aren't aware of this. Early on, it was really scarce. So there was allocations, you couldn't always get it. Now that's starting to change. So if you do come down with COVID and you have some features that make you think you might have severe disease, call your doctor and see if you're eligible. There are a lot of drug-drug interactions, so you got to check those. But outside of that, it's a really good idea.
Prescription.
How does it work?
Yeah, so it messes up the virus's ability to kind of replicate itself, kind of screws that up a little bit so that you don't get these high viral concentrations, and that leads to less severe disease, less likely to be hospitalized, less likely to be on a ventilator. And that's what's nice about this drug. It doesn't necessarily make your symptoms feel better. You might still feel like you got hit by a train, but you're less likely to come see me in the emergency department. You're less likely to be admitted.
And we're seeing numbers on the rise, including the vice president today, Kamala Harris, announcing that she's double vaccinated, double boosted.
No symptoms.
No symptoms. So this virus is getting in, but you're not getting sick necessarily, sick.
Yeah, I think there's two stories there. One, this virus, every time it mutates, it gets more and more contagious. So it's hard to really, overstate just how easy it is to catch COVID, especially folks like Vice President Harris, who's kind of in a bubble, still got it. And then likewise, vaccinated, boosted, we don't see severe disease hardly at all in people who have chosen to get that protection. So you might get symptoms. It might be kind of a fly in your jam, but you're not spending time in the hospital. It's not really disruptive.
The CDC said today that the number of Americans who have not had COVID are now in the minority in the country. So are we talking about some kind of herd immunity here, or is it just people that have been vaccinated who may have had it and never known unless they were testing for it?
Yeah, so not so much herd immunity, but where this can be helpful and what our hypothesis is currently is between the individuals who've been vaccinated, boosted, and the rest of everyone who've likely come in contact with COVID-19 and have some immunity, they may get symptoms. Our immunity is not so good to prevent symptoms, but it may prevent severe disease. And that's why we're hoping, fingers crossed, that with the cases increasing, what we won't see this time that we've seen every other time is an increase in hospitalizations. And that would be great because we can probably tolerate a fair number of cases as long as we're not overwhelming healthcare systems. Everyone can get the healthcare that they need. And that might be because most of us have come in contact with COVID already.
We were talking before we went on the air, so I've been lucky. I haven't gotten COVID. And go, how do you know?
Right.
You don't know unless you're testing regularly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I mean, a lot of us, especially those who are vaccinated, we may have had, a symptom that we blew off, and that was COVID for us, and we would never know that we came in contact with COVID. Other folks who had mild disease just never registered. So the percent of people who have had COVID is probably higher than the number of people who've had a positive test.
We've probably been exposed, all of us.
I think if you haven't been exposed, it's going to happen. This idea that you're going to avoid coming in contact with COVID, that's not going to happen.
That's over now.
That's done.
Is there any update on vaccinations for children under 5?
I haven't heard, which, I kind of thought we'd be in this place where we'd be getting news kind of, the end of April, early May, and I haven't heard. So I imagine the next few weeks we should hear something from Moderna or Pfizer on the under 5s, especially as cases go up. I know there's a lot of parents that would love to get their kids protected.
But this new medication, I mean, that's a big game changer.
Paxlovid is something to be aware of. If you come down with COVID, you've got some risk factors. I would definitely be on the horn with my physician saying, hey, is this something that I should be thinking of? Because it's more available now.
That's a good advice.
Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Great to see you.
See you next week. Well, final check your forecast coming up.
It was just smooth sailing, honestly. They just came in here and did what they were known to do, and they were really good at it.
Mad City Baths is a sure choice for durable, high-quality baths and showers infused with Microban antimicrobial protection to prevent odor-causing bacteria, mold, and mildew. Remember, we install in as little as 1 day, and during our spring blowout sale, save $500 on a new bath or shower. Interest-free financing for 12 months and a $100 Target gift card with purchase. But act now and double your savings. Save $1,000 on a new bath or shower. Interest-free financing for 24 months. And double your bonus, receive a $200 Target gift card with bath or shower purchase. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you that number again, 608-729-4466.
People with plaque psoriasis are rethinking the choices they make, like the shot they take, the memories they create, or the spin they initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, you can achieve clearer skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla can cause serious allergic reactions. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Tonight at 5, with COVID cases again on the rise in our area, we're talking with health officials about the anti-COVID drugs available, who's taking them, and who should be taking them. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 5.
Our warming planet is changing Wisconsin's landscape.
A lot of the plant hardiness zones have already shifted northward.
What does that mean for local farmers and gardeners? Mark Kane gets answers from the experts. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
Some shower chances and even some more snow are on the way in our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti will be giving you the rundown of when to expect it and if it will stick coming up at 5. Over to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll have the latest numbers from the Marquette Law School poll. Charles Franklin joins us.
And Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be here to answer your plant and garden questions live. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Mad City Baths offers a double lifetime labor warranty on all of our bath and shower designs. Check out our walk-in or barrier-free showers. Add grab bars and a safety seat, or choose a walk-in tub with relaxing hydrotherapy. Don't miss your chance to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $500 on a new bath or shower. Interest-free financing for 12 months and a $100 Target gift card with purchase. But last chance to act now during this program and double your savings. Save $1,000 on a new bath or shower. Interest-free financing for 24 months and double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with bath or shower purchase. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you that number again, 608-729-4466.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I served God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
If you suffer from bothersome spider veins or painful varicose veins, please contact us at Stoughton Health to learn about what new procedures may be able to help you. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
In today's Final Touch, writers under deadline go to Tokyo's Manuscript Writing Cafe with an understanding.
They can't leave until their work is done. Recently opened in Western Tokyo, the place has 10 seats reserved for writers and editors and anyone else trying to, what am I trying to say here?
Grappling with the written word.
Thank you, and deadlines. Very appropriate.
Yes,
Upon entering it, customers are handed a slip of paper on which they need to write down their name, writing goals, and amount of time they need to finish. The cafe staff will hold customers accountable by checking in with their progress. They can choose from mild, normal, and hard 3 levels of progress checks. Unlike normal cafes, it only offers self-serve coffee and tea bags. Food options are not available. Customers are charged $1 for the first